There we go. I had it on mute. Can you hear me now? Rookie mistake. Yes. No sound. Can't hear you. Yes, Ryan is just up. LOL. Def no echo too. Oh, so there's no echo and you can hear me, right? Put it in the chat so I can tell what's going on. All is good. Reverb, echo gone. Sounds better now. Good. Yep. 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 Someone said no audio. Are you joking? No sound and no video. That's got to be a joke, right? Someone says we can hear you. And we can hear perfectly, says Sarah. Yes, we can. Much better. Awesome sound. Quality is now perfect. Awesome. Ryan, I love you. How old are you, Ryan? Doesn't matter. I can't tell you, because if I tell you, you may put me in a box. Okay, cool. So we're good. We're good. Now I'm good. I'm happy now. More happy, so I'm gonna minimize some things. Actually, you know, I've actually, yeah, everything's fine. Okay. Usaba. I have no idea what that means, but you know what? I've heard it before. Oh, also, I reviewed the chat that I just did. I spoke way too fast. Apologies. No one could understand what I was saying. Oh, it was hard to understand what I was saying. Not only that, but I read the comments and then I proceeded to answer them straight away. And it kind of sounded like I was just continuing the question. I was actually answering it. Noted. One more thing before I start getting into this Q&A. I'm going to share this on social media. It's a big spike. I was just looking at the analytics. It's gone to the moon. It's gone to the moon. 188 watching. Okay, this is cool. I think I might do this more often. I don't see why not. The only thing I'm not 100% sure on is whether or not this is going to be recorded. I've set it up so it records itself in YouTube. There is another option to record it again in the software I'm using. But the software I'm using, in order for me to get rid of the echo, I had to stop it from recording because it actually records the audio through the same feed that I'm speaking through, and that's what creates the echo. So I had to completely nullify that. But yeah, let me just invite some people and we can get stuck in. This is pretty cool. It's kind of like a podcast. I should totally hit 2 birds with 1 stone. I can't do that. Poor birds. Okay, copy and paste. Q&A. I got test in the let's change that. Let's change the title. Because this is no longer a test. This is not a test. Q&A, Ryan Cropper's a live stream. It's alright. Enter. It's not going to save, is it? Yeah, it did. It worked straight away. Groovy. It's pretty late around here. It's 9:50. Dang it. I was supposed to learn something today. There we go. Almost done, guys. Be with you in a sec. Do it. This is not doing. I'm live. Any questions? I also put a 10-second delay on the comments because they're going way too fast. So if you're writing a question and it seems like it's not working, just give it 10 seconds. I might have to give it 60 seconds just so that I can catch them. Okay, cool. Feeling excited. Okay, paused. Yeah, find one more thing. You guys hear that? Alright, let's do this. Questions. San Diego. I completely just walked in on something else there. Okay, what do I think about artificial intelligence? Sounds pretty cool. Yeah. Have you visited Area 51 in the Astrals? No, I haven't. If I pay you, can you go pull me off my body when I'm asleep? Can I put you out of your body while you're asleep? If you pay me. Honestly, I'm not that good. Or am I? I think I could, to be honest with you. It'll just take me a while. It'll probably take me like a week. Maybe 3 or 4 failed attempts. But the Astrals is a big place. You're asking a lot when you ask someone to come and get you. I was only able to do it with people around me because I knew where they lived. My mirror, right there. This mirror basically takes me anywhere that I want to go. But if I do not know what you look like, I can't use that excuse because it's worked before. Okay, I can come and find you because honestly, I may not know how to do it, but that mirror does. And I have asked it before within the past, take me to so-and-so's house, and I can feel it thinking, and then I just walk through it and I have ended up in someone else's place. So technically, can I do it on my own just by teleporting to you? No, but that mirror can. So, but will I? Will I do it? Probably not. I don't know. Honestly, it's unlikely. It's unlikely. Hey Ryan, can we see loved ones in the after we die? Yes, you can. What are those green cards for on your wall? I knew someone would say that. They're everywhere. If you were here, they're all in my kitchen, my bathroom. They're just little things. I can't go into it because I can't tell anyone what it is that I'm going to do. Otherwise, I feel obligated to do it and guilty when I don't do it. And then that'll make me feel bad. So I can't tell you, sorry. In your opinion, how do your eyes, balls of matter, perceive light and waves? What is light? Light is just vibration. Your eyes can receive vibration in a very cool way. I can't go into specific details because I'm not a scientist. I know how it works, but I can't put it in English. Yeah. Hi Ryan. Hi Daniel. Daniel Stokes. What are the properties of ether? I don't know. Thought. It's ethers, right? It's all thought. It's all thought realms. Is there a property to that? Is thought itself a property? Okay, if we're gonna get really spiritual, what are properties? You know, the thought forms of consciousness and the underlying thought behind any property, be that metal, glass, which is just sand, another version of rock. There's thought behind that collapses matter. And matter is just vibrations of light. So, what are the properties of the ethers? Well, it's an unrefined version of matter. It's more of a light realm, which has yet to become dense or even have a form, such as brick or air and stuff like that. This is why it's so freely interchangeable. You can change anything you want in the ethers because it's not set in stone yet. No pun intended. But yeah. Yeah. Cool. Earth is a rectangle cuboid, says Mad Vibes. Have you seen it like that? And when you were there looking at it like that, what dimension were you in? You see? Hey Ryan, have you ever thought about having an apprentice and teaching them what you know? I just teach most of my students what I know. I don't have an apprentice. I don't like that term, apprentice. That's like, I don't need it. No, I don't need an apprentice yet. I've never thought about it, but I've taught my students a bunch of stuff. There's one student I've taught pretty much everything to, well, I can't say that, but majority of which of the things that I do nowadays I've taught to. And I have some students that really do go into it. You can really tell each time they come back for a session how much of a change they've undergone, and it's pretty cool. Do you think chakra removal is beneficial for higher vibrations? The thoughtful version that I mentioned in my YouTube videos, yes, get rid of it, because it gets in the way of a lot of things. If you can find a way to discover the chakras without trying to create or look for them, you just stumble upon them, then you're gonna, well, for starters, your body's going to respond better. It's going to react. You're gonna know the chakras are there because they swirl and they do all this other cool stuff. But if you start doing mantras and trying to open them by visualizing, and you feel little tingles in the body and you think that's chakras, it's more than likely not. You know, it sucks, but in the same, well, on that same token, it's actually it's very beneficial for one's spiritual growth when they can get outside of what they want to believe is true and realize the fact that they've still got some ways to go, or at least that they're doing something wrong, because then you can do something in the right way. But yeah, it's very beneficial. How to get rid of? Meh. It's hard to explain. A lot of psychological deconditioning, a lot of memory regression, finding moments within your life where you chose to take on a belief system, then rewriting your belief systems. It takes a long time. Or does it? It takes a long time to grasp how to do it, the concept. When you're actually doing it, it's kind of like if you take that one thread out of your t-shirt, the whole thing unravels. It's very much like that. Do you know who? Yes, I know who Robert Monroe is. He's been around since, not quite sure when. I don't know when he was born. I know of him. How does one become your student? Well, it's my job to teach. So it's a paid thing. You pay for sessions, and I teach you. You know, if you go over to ryancropper.com and you go on to online products, you just click on it. Don't click on the drop down menu that says my products. That's where you go into once you've brought sessions or once you've paid for courses. The sessions are always recorded if you want them, and I send them to you. But once you go on my website, you click on online sessions, it takes you to a page where you see trailers of courses, video courses that you can buy online. Underneath that, it will say, you want to book a session with me? And it will say, book a session. You click on that, it will take you to a page where you can type in your name, type in your email, and send me a message saying that you're interested. Then from there, I get in touch, I tell you my schedule, I give you the times within GMT, because I live in the UK. You don't want to book it at the wrong time, because then it gets really weird. But I give people often an hour leeway before and after, just in case the time does screw up. Sometimes, rarely, if I completely miss the mark and we're like, the time's completely messed up, I'll just wait around anyway for like 3 or 4 hours. Probably do something in the meantime and just, you know, watch out for an Outlook email saying that, hey, I'm here, what's going on? Then I know something messed up. But we basically, we do it like that. I book you in, then I send the invoice to your email and you pay it online via PayPal. If you don't have a PayPal account, you can pay by credit card, it's fine. It's not expensive. I did really consider how much I was going to charge students. Dealing with my expertise, psychology, I'm pretty cheap. And when it comes to spiritual progression and the things you're going to be doing, if you put a price on what it is you're going to experience, you realize you're basically getting taught for pennies. So I just thought to myself, how much would I want to give someone to teach me how to leave my body, talk to interdimensional beings, fly to the moon, and do all this really cool stuff? And I thought, well, I would pay like $1,000 to do that. But I can't charge people $1,000, you know? It's way too much. So I put it down to, I think it's £90 in the UK. And yeah, that's just how that thing kind of started, and that's how you do it. It's ryancropper.com. Okay, how's the book going? It's going okay. I mentioned it in the last stream I did. The book is going okay. it's taken longer than expected because I had to rewrite it a few times, but it's okay because in the time that it's taking me to try and get this thing finished, I've actually done a lot more in regards to the techniques. I've upgraded them above and beyond. They're way more advanced now that I'm doing that I've yet to teach. And I was thinking about putting it in the book, you know, whether or not I do that, I have no idea because I could come across something new. So it's kind of like a blessing that it's taken so long to make, you know. So I'm actually quite grateful it took me so long. It's not finished yet. Don't know when it's going to be published. I can only confirm a published date once I've got it finished, once it's had its professional edit. At the moment I'm doing its final edit. I've edited it like 5 times, so it's okay. It's getting there. It's getting there. Let's look at more questions. Have you ever met an atheist in the astral plane? No, I haven't. Do they even exist? Hey Ryan, did you reach Christ consciousness? I think I did a while ago. Ryan, oh, I was going to read something and then it put me to the bottom of the question. Sorry. Met any fans in the astrals? I have. Someone actually conjured me to their bedroom. I was trying to sleep and I felt a pull. I ended up in some teenager's bedroom. She was a kid of color, pigtails. Room was a mess. But you know, when you're a teenager, my room was a mess when I was a teenager. There were posters everywhere, and she had a plastic table. It's like a hard plastic table. It looked pretty cool. Her computer screen was made out of hard plastic as well. Not the screen, I mean, the build of the computer was hard plastic. I could see she was looking at Google Images. And I came into her room and I was like, what's going on here? And there's a second time it's happened where a kid pulled me into the astrals. He was also a kid of color. He must have been like 7 or 8. He was well young. But I ended up in his back garden. I was like, what am I doing here? And he's fanboyed out on me, so he asked me a bunch of questions. And yeah, that was cool. I don't mind, honestly, the projection ones. There's something new. Hello, I'm back. Hello, Ez Dreamer. Hi, I'm Ryan as well. I meet a lot of you guys. Hi everyone. Help! Is it a spiritual thing to hear whispers in your ears? Hey, you know what you want to do? Do it. That got a bit creepy, huh? Yeah, it's spiritual. Your third eye is waking way up. Whether or not you like it or not is up to you. Obviously, if you're on a low vibration, if you think a specific way, if you're not projecting at the right times, you're going to get the wrong things coming into your ear. Sometimes it helps. People can teach you things. Someone can mention something. Sometimes it doesn't help. It's entirely on. It's your perspective, really. I mean, would you rather go into a bar full of people who could kill you, and ask them to whisper in your ear? Astral beings can't kill you, by the way. That's a terrible metaphor, analogy. Or would you rather go into an orchestra and listen to music? Think about it. You're awesome, says Nia. I'm going to butcher a lot of you guys' names, by the way. I'm not used to reading names online. What are the best times to astral? Afternoon, sun, just before sundown. I projected sundown and after, and the massive difference on where I ended up. How are you seen when you astral project? Or just people in general? The person I astral projected looked... What? Earlier on I astral projected. I saw someone and I originally knew how they should look. They didn't look that way. Their face was longer because they were in the astral realm and they're not used to astral projecting. Their body was pear-shaped. It shouldn't have been. They didn't look like that. And they were a bit taller. But I knew it was them because their soul resonated on the same frequency. And the way they acted. Plus I walked into their house. I know where they live. If you get good at astral projection, you won't look distorted. Energy takes the form of how you feel most of the time. If you do it enough times, you tend to look pretty much perfect. Okay? And if you do it naked, don't worry, you'll be in your clothes when you project. But if you think you're going to be naked in the astrals, then you're going to be naked when you astral project. You can hide yourself in the astral realm so people can't see you when you astral project. So if you're naked, you're fine. If you want to walk around naked in the astrals, cool. Just make sure you don't put your guard down. Wow, I just saw someone try and open my back door. I've been seeing some weird stuff recently, like things, beings, humans in 3D. I'll show you. See that handle? Tiny handle? It's like a tiny miniature door. I just saw someone go and grab it and try to get out of my house. This is what I deal with. Have I ever talked to a deity? Yeah, I have. Chinese deities are cool. Geishas with the coins, that, you know, they love gold. They love these coins to be more precise. But yeah, I've talked to them. Some of them are really rude because they're like people, humans. Some of them are really cool. But some deities, yeah, some are actually real, like they don't need to be created from other people, from their prayers. And others are just thought forms. How do I get rid of the demon in my house? Ryan, are you sure it's a demon? Sure it's a demon? Hair in my mouth. First off, just to, is this thing focusing? Just to put the word demon into perspective, there is no such thing as a demon. It is not a race. It's not a species. The word demon is a word used to describe somebody. Demonic. Demon means to go against one's best intentions. Someone tells you to go away and you're not going away, you're being demonic. It's to go against this opposition, oppositive force. So really, a lot of people get like their perception of beings gets completely played with because they believe that a demon or demons are a species, a class of beings, but they're not. They're just, I was gonna swear then, but I can't. I'm not feeling it. They're just not very nice people. And you can get people like that. That's why I said not very nice people, because you get people like that as well. People who like to oppose you. They're being demonic. Okay? How to get rid of them? Well, how do you get rid of bullies? How to get rid of bullies, huh? Kick their ass. Yeah, depending on if you've been triggered to find your power in the astral realm, you can blast them away. But really, demons or beings who are up to no good, they're there for a reason. Most of the time it's deciphering energy because you're bummed out. Some people have entities attached to them. My dad had quite a few entities attached to him when he was at my house, and when he went to prison, most of the beings disappeared. And then when he left, because restraining order, he took every entity with him. Nothing was in the house anymore that was completely negative or scary. So, and you know, his mindset was pretty destructive. So if you're of a person who's mentally unstable, you're going to have things hanging around you because they love your energy. You know, they're going to sap it up. But yeah, you want to get rid of them, fix your mind. Feel better. Start doing more things to make you productive. Clean your house. Really clean your house. They hang around junk. Hang around junk a lot. What else we got? Whoa! Says Dan. What happens when you die to the entities? I don't understand your question. Please notice, says Isaac Foster. I've been trying to astral for a week now, meditating and aligning my chakras. That's what you started with, he says. He goes on to say that. Is there anything else that would help? Please read Orion! Exclamation mark. Yeah, everything else on my YouTube channel that says astral projection advice will help. Don't play with your chakras. don't play with anything other than techniques to astral project, because if you're trying to do one thing, your body's not going to be able to do another thing. It's like you're trying to juggle 4 things at the same time. That's a big tip. That's not on my YouTube channel until now, if this thing gets recorded. What else we got? Boom, 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 boom. Ryan, are you familiar with the law of one and the 7 densities of existence? Not the 7 densities of existence. Law of one, I'm very intimately familiar with it. Could I have used a better word? Is this focus camera? Maybe if I get Dwayne The Rock Johnson to scream at my webcam, it will focus. Can you give us the best steps to get rid of candida? Best steps? Turpentine. Turpentine and a lot of lemon enemas. You, we put lemon up your bum. Yeah, lemon enemas. Not too much, it'll burn. But it gets rid of it. Don't worry, it's organic. Anything organic that goes within or on an organic substance. My mind just went to like a Venus flytrap and how they dissolve flies. So I probably can't say that all organic substances are safe. But in regards to, I was going to say in regards to the plant kingdom, but a Venus flytrap is a plant. Okay, lemons are fine. Lemons are fine. What else we got? He means law of one, channeled by Ra. Channeled by Ra, does that make the law of one any different? If it does, I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry. Gonna try to read. Oh, it's gone. Is your body purified? I'd like to say it is. I've done so many things to purify it, but honestly, every time I think it is, something new comes up. Have you ever seen an angel? Not with wings, as you would see them, but I've seen many beings who would be considered as angels. It's going fast. How long do you have an ego after you do? You mean after you die? You'll have it until you don't need it anymore. A lot of people ego shame nowadays. They want to get rid of it. Don't get rid of your ego, guys. You need them. Ego is nothing more than a reflective aspect of you. You need it to reflect what you're seeing. That's why you've got it in the first place. How do you think an ego gets created? You live here, you're born, your character changes. It's reflecting your experiences. You know? I'm trying to manually make my... Yeah, there you go. It's focused. Yeah, you need it. You need an ego. Don't shame egos. If you don't like your ego, make it better. Don't get rid of it. I mean, you try and get rid of it. You just end up getting it again. What do we got? I see glimpses of light. Is it normal? Yeah, it's normal. It might be culinary discharge. Ages ago, I researched the term, and I think it's culinary discharge. But then again, saying discharge sounds disgusting, and my mind may have just taken parts of the internet and smashed it together. But the main premise behind what it is that I'm trying to explain is the fact that your neurons behind your eyes trigger a lot of light synapses. They just go nuts. And if you've been doing extensive meditations for a long period of time, while you're laying there on your couch or in your bed, and you suddenly stop looking at whatever you're creating within your mind's eye, all of a sudden you'll get loads of flashes like lightning without the pain. And yeah, that's just you basically seeing you. You're seeing consciousness inside your eyes. You're literally seeing light, you know? If thy eye be single, the body shall be filled with light. I keep seeing your name everywhere. What does it mean? Well, if you're noticing it, then it means your subconscious mind is trying to get your attention to act on the name. Maybe you've known someone who's been called that. Maybe within your past, they wronged you, or maybe they did something really cool to you and you forgot to pay them back. In blood. Or in a favor. And it's trying to prompt you to pay attention. What else we got? I love you. Thanks. Thank you. Which religion would be the most accurate? Or are they all real because they are thought forms? They're not all real, but at the same time they are. basically, a religion is a system of beliefs, which whoever's in charge of the religion wants you to believe in, regardless of your experience, okay? That's the problem nowadays. If the structure of the religion, I guess the way it's shoved down people's throats isn't healthy. If I was to tell you, hey, you can project and go to the moon and see these multiple dimensions, I wouldn't tell you to boldly believe in it. I would say, here's the system to do it. The system, or the teachings behind the religious beliefs, it's the teachings that make spirituality what it is. It's what makes you find yourself. It's what makes you grow and become a spiritual being, self-reflective. It's what makes you grow with your awareness. Without the teachings, a religion is just doctrine, it's just ideology, and it's them trying to make you think a certain way. If you can identify teachings and not take everything as literal fact and just study each religion, and you know, it may be right, it's just someone else's experience. I can't say it's wrong, I can't say it's right, it's their experience. How did they get there? How can you get there? And where is it written? Where are the techniques? You learn those techniques and you see how you grow. And that is why every religion has some kind of truth in it, because every religion, you know, some people who are experiencing it within the religion, sometimes they're experiencing spiritual things and they understand what's going on. And sometimes they experience spiritual things and they don't know what's going on because their belief system tells them otherwise. So Christianity, you see someone with red skin in the astrals, it's a demon apparently. That's their belief system. The spiritual aspect, whatever they're teaching, got you out of your body. Theoretically, I know they don't teach astral projection in Christianity, but for example purposes. So, yeah, I mean, not every religion is correct because people make mistakes. And not unless you can find a system or a group of people who really understand how to decode numerology, decode sacred geometry, who really know their stuff, and they're not trying to make sense out of it in these other ways, you're never going to find a religion that's perfect. It's just the way it is. But there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't stop you from experiencing the cool, the weird, and the freaky. What else we got? If you want to experience freaky stuff. If you're scared of it, then sorry. Is it 100% that you will find my soul? Okay, first off, soulmates, there is no one soulmate. That's all. I did an interview with Teresa. I think that's her name. Pretty sure that's her name. I'll put the link below this video, hopefully. Should I write that down? I remember. We talk about soulmates in depth. When I go into talking about soulmates, I accidentally said twin flames, so it might confuse you at the beginning. But if you just switch around twin flame with soulmate, then it'll make sense. But I talk about what soulmates and twin flames actually are and how you're whole when you're incarnated here. So you can check that out. And you can also go to our YouTube channel. Let's have a look at our YouTube channel, actually. I'll just tell you it on the live stream. Oh, gee. There are a lot of questions over here on Ryan Cropper's Friends. It's a Facebook group where my hair is awesomely long. Okay, what's her? Teresa. I'm sure she's in the group. Let's look her up. There she is. Teresa. Oh, I'm not going to butcher that last name, but I'll spell it instead. Instead. Y-A-N-A-R-O-S. Teresa. Fill in the blank. Okay? Look that up on YouTube. You'll find our chat, our discussion. And yeah. Someone just gave me a massive question in my inbox on Facebook. She was talking about Chompai stones. I don't know what they are. I can't give you an answer. Sorry. Well, I've never come across them before. I'm guessing they're just a couple of stones which help you enter other states of consciousness, right? Quite old, hard to get hold of. How'd I do that? Oh, somebody just gave me $5. Awesome. This is so cool. Switch to night mode in your YouTube gaming. I'm not YouTube gaming. Okay, I'm getting way distracted. Comments. Comments. What we got? Are past lives true? Yes, they are. Sometimes. Most people don't know how to interpret past lives. They see, because we're all connected to everyone, we can actually channel images, information, the whole experiences from people who are still alive today. And sometimes we'll think that that is a past life. It's not. We're just connected to everyone's mind. So it's hard to discern what is a past life and what is everyone. They are real though. They do happen. Love. Right, being reincarnated isn't bad, is it? No, it's not. I heard it on one video. You talked about how to stop reincarnation. Yeah, I only said that. I'm not saying it's bad, so stop it. I'm saying if you don't want to incarnate, this is how to stop it. Because some people don't like life here. They think it's crazy. Here's the thing. I went back 6 lifetimes with reincarnation. And in every lifetime, I noticed a constant pattern. Whatever I didn't have in one lifetime, I set the intention to have it in the next. And I was born with it in the next lifetime. I didn't have to struggle, didn't have to labor, didn't have to do anything. And I was born with it in a body that best suited that experience. So, yeah. Man, these walls must be thin. I can feel people listening. Neighbors. What was I was gonna check something. Hi Ryan, my little brother recently passed away. Sorry. And I was wondering if I learn how to astral project, will I be able to contact him? Love you. Yes. You can. I really don't want to. I'm going to try and pronounce your name. Effeni? A little part of me just laughed at myself because I know I said that wrong. But yeah, she was the one who, I'm assuming this is she. She was the one who donated the $5. You can. And if he's recently just passed away, it's even easier to do so. I like your hair. Thank you. I like it too. I've been going on for 38 minutes. How long shall I do this live stream, guys? You like Joe Rogan? Random question, I know. He's the right guy. I wouldn't say I love him or I do and I don't. I mean, I care for everyone, but he's just a guy. That didn't feel right. He's cool. You know, I resonate with a lot of what he's saying, but well, there shouldn't really be a but. I don't watch him. That's just what I'm trying to get with this. I don't watch him online. 2 hour or more. Forever. I don't have forever. You're beautiful. It's true. Do aliens exist? Yeah. They're everywhere. Everywhere. How was your day? It was great. Time. How were my days? Here's the thing, I've completely messed up my perception of time. The last month has felt like one long day. I order things off Amazon Prime now. It's not coming tomorrow, it's coming later on, you know? It's because of my meditations. Ryan and I have been asking the same question for 38 minutes. Dang it, you should have put it there. I would have answered it. Put it in caps next time, it'd be easier for me to spot out. Oh, but it is blowing up the questions. What do you think of Brother Panic? I don't know him. List of my abilities, it would take a long time. I stopped when I got to 28. And that was like 2012, I stopped counting. So Ryan, what spiritual items will help me astral project more? Amethyst. Amethyst will help. It helped me when I was younger. It just helps put my mind in a weird way of thinking. One which is multi-dimensional, completely abstract from this structured reality. And it was greatly needed because that was when I was working for retail, and we were stacking shelves and ordering everything around. So it did help me get out of that mindset of trying to make sense of everything, you know? It helps. Can you do a video on your experiences on aliens? Experiences with aliens? Maybe. It's being asked for quite a lot, so I might have to go into it. It would make my life if you noticed me, says Rick Sanchez. I notice you. Ryan, any tips for meditation? I'm not really sure how to start. You start off by not starting. Ooh. Basically, you start off by not trying to control what you're doing. Don't go into a meditation with an intention at all. Just lay down and whatever comes up, comes up. Observe the mind. Whatever's there comes up. Oh, cool, that was cool. What was that? Let's find out what it is. How do I get there? Let's find a path. Let's create a path to get there. Create your own meditations. Go on a journey. Burn the map, you know? That's how you start meditating. What else we got? Question mark, 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 question mark. It's just lost all meaning. Ryan, why the fuck? I said it how it was written, so it's not swearing. Does sleep paralysis hurt me? Because you're not doing it. Does it hurt you? Is you sure sleep paralysis? I can't give you an answer. I'm not quite sure if you're experiencing sleep paralysis because it shouldn't hurt. Ryan, about 7 people, and I got mind controlled in the astral plane by weird dudes wearing black suits of some sort with long black capes. The decorum is messed up. I escaped, but don't know what happened to them. Thanks for letting me know, but I assume the question is, who are they? I don't know. I don't know. I've never come across guys in suits with capes. Ryan, request the universe to let me astral project. Ding. You want to do it? The universe has heard. It's taken your request and it is pending. Because a lot of people want to know how to do that. Watchers? The Ajiji, huh? Watchers. They exist. They exist. Ryan, where do you live? Was that a question? I'm about to read it, then it goes, and I think that's what you said, right? Where do you live, Ryan? I live right now in a little village. It's not even a town. So it makes it hard to get things, not unless you're Amazon privy. I live in a village near Leicester. Not in Leicester, near Leicester. Well, it's not even near Leicester. It's by Leicester, near a town called Colville, because it's a village, so it's like a sub-society. It's pretty small. But it's nice. It's a village, so it smells great, fresh air, full of wildlife, and the energy is just perfect. People here are really nice. You can't leave the house without smiling or speaking to somebody. It's a dramatic change compared to where I used to live. Ryan, fam, are you able to assist someone with AP? Yeah, I teach it. You can just check out earlier within the stream I go in depth with how I teach it. But other than that, I can project and find people, but I don't make it a job. I don't do that on purpose because I don't want to. It takes time. What does it mean when you come across a shadow being in the astral dreams and it attacks you? It means it wants your energy. It also means you might have annoyed it somehow. Can you astral project while you're high on weed? And a lot of emojis. Please read. Reading. Tank Z. I don't know. I've never astral projected on weed. I smoked weed when I was a kid, well, a bit older. Kid, I'm thinking 8 years old and under. I would say 15 to 16. I was trying it out. I never astral projected while smoking it, but I did astral project while I was drinking alcohol at that time. I wouldn't say do it. I doubt you'll be able to do it on weed because weed puts you in a headspace and you need to be able to change your headspace to astral project, because when you astral project, your mind shifts between different modes of thinking. And each time it does this, the body responds adequately to the mind shift. It builds this, I want to say symphony, but it's like a domino effect. Each domino is a different color, different colors representing different headspaces. You need to go into these different headspaces so that the body can go through its transition, so that you can leave the body. It's the same for many other abilities. If you smoke weed, all of those dominoes are going to be the same color. There's no way you're getting out. What else do we have? Bum, 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 bum. Oh man, it's blowing up. Am I gonna have to change? I'm gonna have to change something in the settings so I can slow down the chat. One moment, please. Beep. I wanted to play music whilst doing this live stream, but copyright infringement. Here we go. Limit chat. I'm going to limit chat to every 60. Not quite sure what this does, but we're about to find out. Save changes. Wow, that's just going faster. Why? Is it possible to destroy all the hell realms? No, because you can't control everyone's mind. They're the ones keeping it in place. Do I have to align my chakras to astral project? No, you don't. Ryan, do you believe in Jesus? I met Jesus. I've just been avoiding it, talking about it on YouTube. What sort of music do I listen to? Anything I can relate to and anything that makes me think about happy times. Otherwise, I won't listen to music. Ryan, any info or experiences on or about ancestral DNA? I don't have any. Dismiss. Someone's calling me on Messenger. Shall I answer this and have it live? But it's so unpredictable. I don't know. How can I enter sleep paralysis easily? What's inside a black hole? Nothing. Well, everything. Nothing different. Put it that way. What did Jesus say? Said a lot. I don't want to go into it in this video because maybe I can't say that because then I feel obliged to do it and I feel bad. I don't want to go into it in this video. Ryan, do you know anything about the herbal supplement? No, I do not. Kratom? Sounds like something from Krypton. No. Hey, another donation, $5. How can you stay in the astral realms for longer amounts? And also, how can you make it easier to recall most of the experience while you're astral projecting? Good question. Okay, how are you going to go in there longer periods of time? Okay, I can tell you that. This is what you do. You need to get used to being okay with being in a different space and time. Perfect example of this is within your own mind. You can imagine yourself doing things in your own imagination. And if you set the intention to be okay within this new space, you can literally say to yourself whilst meditating, I'm okay here. I don't need to go back. This is great. This is what I chose to do. And I don't need to think about where I came from or anything associated with my life. Pretty big, you can paraphrase it, but generally you should get the gist, right? Do that while you're meditating in these realms. And whilst you're doing it, take it upon yourself to wander further within your subconscious mind. This will get your mind used to that idea of not caring about where you came from. And it'll actually prolong your astral projection experience. The longer you do this, the better you'll be. It dramatically changes the traveling time. Dramatically. Yeah. Refine your skills. I've recently done that Within the past week, I had to refine my skills. How do we get to where you are spiritually? Well, here's the thing. You can't BS yourself. Okay, so you basically, you sit with yourself and you have to be completely transparent and honest with yourself. What's wrong? What's broken? What have you been doing to mess up your spiritual growth? How can you change it? This is what I do. And this is what's made me progress so fast. Know when you're wrong and be okay with it. So many people are not okay with being wrong. Use that as a conduit for excitement. If you're wrong, great. Something new to learn. Gonna blow your mind. Yeah? Don't judge yourself when you go into your mind to stitch together shredded aspects of your soul. And keep to yourself. Try your hardest not to be overwhelmed with YouTube. I know it sounds weird because you're watching my YouTube channel, but don't always go into everyone else's techniques on anything that you're trying to do. Try your best to figure out how to do things by yourself. That is how you learn. That is how you observe parts of your mind which you otherwise wouldn't have even noticed before because you were looking at something else that some other dude told you to look at. You know? This is how you become more knowledgeable. You'll know things that I don't even know if you start doing that. Everyone will start going into their own little corners, discovering new aspects of consciousness. That's how you start. Ryan, if you come in contact with a black hole in the astral, will it suck you in since black holes absorb light and we're light? Nino. Will we disappear forever? I've been through a black hole. It does suck you in. You don't disappear forever. You don't stretch. You just end up in another part of the universe. Matter of fact, I went into this huge black hole. It was amazing. It took up the majority of the sky. Big donut round cloud. And it was all dark, lightning. And feel free to make sound effects. It was completely black. Obviously. This thing, man. You ever seen the movie Independence Day 2? Actually, no, that's too big of a ship. Arrival? That ship? Make it nice and round instead of an egg shape, because you know their spaceship is an egg shape. Make it round instead. I'm scaling here. That would be the size of the black hole in the sky. And I was in the astrals. I was at a fairground. It was really cool because I was in the astrals. No one could see me, but I could see them buying candy and going on the rides. And as I've arrived, I'm noticing that, wait a second, everything's dark because it's nighttime. But over there looks like daytime. I look at the ground and I start walking and I could see a clear line between night and day. Everyone who was living in the fairground doing whatever they wanted to do, for them it was daytime. The sun was out. It was kind of golden tinged everything. The grass looked really nice too. And everything on my side was all dark. So I stepped over the line, and so did everyone else because I wasn't the only one there. It seemed like everyone who had died was there. They were just on the field. They didn't know what was going on, and they were observing the living. That is when I looked up and I saw this huge hole in the sky, and it sucked everyone who was dead into it. Everyone else who was alive was completely oblivious to this huge calamity above their heads. But us, travelers, dead folk, we saw everything, and we went through it. Those of us who went through it, some of us, we went to other places. I ended up on a bridge, and this guy, a co-worker, he was a dead guy. He was on the bridge, and he was looking at me. He didn't say much. They never normally do. And he told me, he pointed, like you see in a movie, right? Pointed to one of the construction vehicles. He told me to sit in it, you know? And I sat in the vehicle. I had to get in there quickly before the living closed the door to the vehicle, because obviously they can't see me. And I'm in there now, right? He just shows up in front of me and he says, watch. And we're going along, right? And all of a sudden, I'm going to say it's like a mini bulldozer, goes off of the edge of the bridge that we're on, that they're trying to construct, and it crashes. And everyone dies. The person who told me to watch was dead. He was a part of the incident. You know, he died in the incident, and he wanted me to watch. I'm pretty sure he just basically put the whole thing on repeat, just to show me what happened. It wasn't scary. I mean, Not scary as in horror movie scary. It was kind of frightening though, in the sense of, you know, you're watching people bundle around in this little cage, smashing their head against the wall. It's quite a bit of blood, and the noise is pretty loud too. But yeah, let's keep going. It's getting a bit dark. Is Earth ascending? Yes, it is. Did it happen in real life? Yes, it did. At some point. Oh my God, says blank field. Can you see auras in photos? Not that I know of definitively. How did you discover your life purpose? Question from Sophie. I always knew what it was. I just needed to find a way to do it and get paid for it. And when I chose not to think about how I was going to get paid for it, and I just did what I wanted to do, that's when reality literally set up everything for me to get paid for what I was doing. You know, go figure. How weird is that? So that's pretty cool. And on that note, I think I just got paid again. Someone just donated in the super chat. SEK 20? I don't know what that is. That's a different country. I don't know how to translate that. Ryan, what is your opinion on spiritual Satanism? Here's my opinion on spiritual Satanism. You got a bunch of idiots who think they know what they're doing, and they're going about it the complete wrong way, and they're hurting themselves in the process. You know? Imagine this. You got a bunch of people in robes. Cauldron. Fire everywhere. Maybe some babies. Sacrifice, you know. That's what they believe has to happen. And they're praying to Beelzebub, which just means devil. Or Satan, right? Going Beelzebub, Beelzebub, and they're doing all kinds of things, profanities, to try and get something's attention. In the astral realm, the negative beings that can hear them, they will come through. They won't look like Satan. If you could see them, they won't. They could be normal humans who just want to live again. And they're taking advantage of you being drunk to step in and feel your energies whilst you're drunk. They're influencing you. But the Satanists will think, okay, it's working. Things are happening. Things are moving. This must be Beelzebub. This must be demon, and so forth. And the reality is, it's just probably some kid who's messing with you, or messing with them. So, like I said, they do things that they don't know what they're doing. Can't blame them. They're just doing what they've been told. This is why you shouldn't watch movies. How many lives have I lived? I'm not quite sure how many. That I can remember. I've remembered 8 in total. Am I pushing it? Let's go back 7, just to be safe. The 7th one was random. What else we got? Is there a ritual to protect the soul from being destroyed or harmed? It can't be destroyed. Nothing can be destroyed. It can only be changed into a different form. Harmed, it can't be harmed physically because your soul, it's energy, it's light, it's not a physical body, so you can't experience pain, not unless you think you can. And if you think you can, or that you should be experiencing pain, you'll be basically drawing from your experiences of times within your life where you've actually damaged yourself. So now you know what it feels like to hurt yourself, and you'll bring that into an astral dimension. Once you realize that, you can do whatever you like in the astrals to your body, and you won't feel nothing. What do you know when you'll meet the mother of your daughter? Probably never. That didn't feel right. No. It's a parallel dimension, so I might not even have that child. What would happen if I committed suicide? I made a video on that. It's a long story. Check it out. Can I see animals when I astral project? Yes, Ryan, I need to tell you... What? It's going... I need to tell you the dream I had, and you were in it. if you like. What can you eat to whiten your eyes? Okay, Tom, your eyes aren't white because what you're putting into your body. Try eliminating things, then your eyes will whiten. If you kickstart a detox, you're not eating to make your eyes white in the sense that you're not eating because the food has something that's going to magically make your eyes white. You're eating, if that's what you meant, you might not have meant that, but you're eating to speed up detox so that you can get rid of what's in the eyes that are making them yellow. Okay? So go raw vegan, start dry fasting, and don't smoke, don't be around people who smoke because that really does mess up your eyes. And they should go white in time. The eyes constantly re-lubricating themselves. It's actually snot. You have snot on your eyes. That slipperiness. I used to wash my eyes with distilled water thinking they would become clean. You just need more snot. Mucus, eye boogers. They're called eye boogers for a reason. Yeah, you got mucus everywhere within the body. How do I stop spinning out of control when I astral project? Don't astral project for a while, then do it again. Stop doing whatever you're trying to do to astral project because it's flawed in some way or shape or form. Whoa, I just got another £60 donation. Oh, it's not £60 because I don't know what that is. I'm gonna look it up. SEK. Currency. Ah, I see what it is. It's Swedish. Turns out that it is every 1 Swedish krona is 91 pence. I almost said cents in British pound. Awesome. So you just donated. Let's get real precise. £5.48. Thanks. Much appreciated. This goes back to what I said earlier about life purpose. Dang it, you already said where it was from. I didn't even continue to read. Now I feel... Thank you. Have you ever AP'd to Area 51? Also, I'm a Satanist. $5 donation. Thanks. From Abraham. No, I haven't actually predicted to Area 51. I'd like to know your views on Satanism, though. From what I discussed on this broadcast, that's only what I've seen. You know, I'm not saying that all Satanists are like that because I don't want to cut myself off from potential information. And yes, that's also an apology. What do we got? Ryan, how would I recover past life memories? Well, first you have to be able to recover every memory of your life. Not in the sense that you need to remember every memory flat out, because that's impossible. You can only remember one thing at a time. But to have the ability to remember whatever you choose to remember, regardless of how long it takes, that is a good place to start. And I do teach that in the memory mastery course on my website, ryancropper.com. And as of late, doing those things on steroids, I've ended up time traveling, which I'm never going to shut up about because it was so cool. But that's how you'd start. You'd start with memory regression of this lifetime. And eventually, things will start coming through. What up, Ryan? My stairs. Too cheesy? What is the best way to heal your scarred... Oh, your sacral chakra. My mind just... I'll tell you what happened there. My mind filled in the blank for me. I literally went into my head and saw it saying scarred rather than reading off the screen. Healing the sacral. What's sacral? Sacral. Where is that again? Yeah, I don't look into chakra systems. But I can tell you this from energy in the body. Healing energy really means being able to identify the energy's relation to your thoughts and why it is that the energy is there in the first place. When you think certain things, energy is created within the body. If you're saying you need to heal it, this could be because it's deficient or it's just out of whack. I'd say look at your thoughts. What are you thinking? Your past thoughts. How have you thought about certain things dealing with the sacral chakra? And if you can heal your perceptions that cause you some sort of distress or turmoil within that specific area of life, then it will heal that area of the body. Now, the sacral, says Google, is, yeah, the sexual one. I had that in mind. I just wanted to make sure. Questions? It's been going on for 1 hour and 6 and I need to go to the toilet. Hey Ryan, if I had THC in my system, would I still... No. If you have anything in your body that doesn't already have DMT, I don't think you're going to astral project because of what I said earlier, the shifting of the mind states. Ryan, how did you raise your vibration? Well, it took a lot of time. I had to get rid of people in my life, and I know people are going to hate me saying that because they have a lot of resistance, but the reality is you become that which you marinate in. And sometimes when you're negative and you think you're not negative, you can't say you're negative until you get out of a negative social group. You realize that the things you used to say are not very nice. The way you used to look at people, judge people, aren't very, they're not good habits to have. So when you're able to get away from negative people, you're able to see where you could have accidentally thought that you were okay, but really you're not. You are able to remember as to why you thought it was okay to speak a certain way to specific people, or to even to judge specific groups of people. And you're able to make a second choice to think differently, rather than to keep judging or to keep thinking or to keep acting a certain way. Then your soul starts to get cleaner. That's one aspect of doing it. If you have an a-hole aspect of your ego, there are other aspects that you need to clean up. Fractured aspects that are damaged through traumatic experiences throughout your life. How you used to see them, judging, hating on people, holding them responsible, holding them accountable for your pain. Your pain can only be expressed within your body based on your perception. If your perception changes, the pain changes. It changes frequency. You won't feel upset anymore. You won't feel tense restrictions within your organs anymore. Or be that the muscles around your organs. Heartbreak, can't breathe. You need an inhaler all the time because you had an experience where you drowned and you got panicked, so it constricted the muscles underneath your lungs. People say you're asthmatic. You're not. You're just not breathing properly because you're not allowing yourself to breathe properly because of the trauma. You constantly think you're in that state. Flight mode rather than fight. You're trying to survive. So healing these discordant vibrations within your being to raise your vibration means that you need to really let go of the past, not by ignoring it, but by changing how you see it so that your body changes with your perception. Your character changes. You find new ways of expressing yourself, not just through singing and music, stuff like that, but your expressions will start to change. You'll find new ones all of a sudden. Your eyes will do something that you otherwise previously wouldn't have done. This is really good content. I'm pretty sure it's not recording. So thank you for watching now, because I'm pretty sure it's never going to be recorded. I need to fix this issue. But you see where I'm going with this. You change as a person. Your features change as a person. Your vocal tones change as a person. And as a result, the people you attract change. Circumstances change. Traveling changes, projection-wise and physically. You go to new places in the world. You'll start doing different things. You won't judge people. You know? Yeah, you won't judge people. And that's just how it is. You make more friends, bigger social groups. Life gets good when you raise your vibration, but you can also do it physically. I went through this also in the video, through mantras and just becoming aware of how the body vibrates. That's cool. That's all well and good. And that does kick up some consciousness that needs to be fixed. So it's all within that ballpark of vibration. Yeah. That's where you start. What is next? Oh, $10. Oh, and I got $2. Oh, this is a dark one. £2. So you're from the UK. I get raped during SP. Okay, A is next to the S, so you mean astral projection. What does this mean? It could mean many things. Many things. Most people who I know so far, without disclosing any information, they get raped within the astrals because they're in the etheric realm and they expect something like that to happen. Most of the time they have sacral chakra issues, so their sexual way, their way of perceiving sex and that overall activity is pretty messed up, and it projects itself into the astral realm. Fears come about dealing with sex. Your mind is projecting into the astral realm, and it happens. Stuff happens to you based on what you think should happen. I've never had a being. Well, I gave consent. I've never been raped in the astrals by a being. $10 from Ben. It says, Ryan, just curious, do creatures like werewolves exist? If so, do they exist in 3D? Yeah, creatures like that do exist. But do they look like what we're familiar with? No, not always. Astral rape. Yeah. Are you living in... Yeah, I am living in abundance. Should I jinx myself? I can't jinx myself. It's just how my life is. I just... See? 100... I just got... Someone just donated 100 Swedish SEK. I'm just going to call it SEK. It's probably not pronounced that way. Someone just donated to me 100 something in their currency. That was like perfect timing right there. I'm living in abundance, yeah. Pow! What is your opinion on the Anunnaki? I don't really have one. I used to have one, but it was only based on what other people have told me. I've never actually experienced an Anunnaki telling me a bunch of stuff. I don't have one. Someone told me that it was all wrong the other day, and I was like, well, I'm just going to stop having opinions. Because who knows? Sleep paralysis, I meant. Yeah, sleep paralysis, you're in between those densities of thought as well. I had a lot of experiences where I created thought forms in sleep paralysis, where these thought forms would come out of the wall and look like Japanese horror movies. I mentioned it on a radio interview that I recorded, and that's on my YouTube channel, where I assumed that all things scary should look like Japanese horror movies because they've mastered the art of scaring the crap out of people. And I assumed that hair should just spontaneously come out of the wall and move around the floor like a fish in a pond. And that happened. And then one day, I thought to myself, oh, imagine if she had hooves. She grew hooves, and I heard the hooves on my floor. So everything I was thinking happened. So, yeah. Guys, get another don't. Yeah, Gene Bison, the Satanist, says, as a Satanist, I can say that sacrificing animals and babies is a myth created by Hollywood and Christianity. I'll use crystals and drugs to reach higher states of consciousness. Peace, Ryan. Awesome. You sound like you're doing it right. Do you know where the sacrificing babies comes from? I actually looked into that psychically. Ryan, what's your view on mental illnesses and psychotic states? Psychotic states are just people who have a bunch of belief systems that are conflicting with their natural way of being. You get the logical psychotic people. That is psychotic, right? Let me just Google that just to make sure I'm right. So I'm thinking crazy. That's what I think crazy is, just when you're in resistance to a lot of things and you're just not listening to your own self. Psychotic, relating to, denoting, or suffering from a psychosis. Psychosis, I researched that before, is a perceptual way of looking at your reality which alters your outlook on life. Somebody just donated $5. Thank you. Yeah. Again, going back to what I previously just said, it literally is just you in resistance based to how you think life should be, how you've been taught life should be. Like, you're in resistance to how life actually is, to how you know it is subconsciously. And that's all. So I'm just doing it $10. Thanks again. Is this turning into a competition or something? I'll answer those questions in a second, because the questions from those who donated do actually come down in the super chat. Mental illnesses, I believe in mental illnesses because I used to go into alchemy. I used to use electrolysis to break down base metals to its smallest components, turning them from inorganic to organic substrates. It looks amazing, sounds complicated, but it's cool. When you break down gold to an organic substrate, parts per million, so you break down tiny little parts per million, the actual elixir looks ruby red. And you look at it and think that that's something that would prolong life, right? Because it does certain things to the body. Once you turn it into an organic substance, not when you take it inorganically, that's when you get sick. Same can be said for colloidal elements like colloidal silver, platinum, and I already said copper, right? Organic copper. If you can get a copper substrate, copper looks orange. Break it down using alchemy, and it looks blue, like ocean blue. Not even ocean. It looks, man, this thing looks like life. I'd refer to the color blue, like the baby blue that copper turns into, as life. Not so much red. Red kind of like blood. I just got another donation, $5. I'll answer that in a sec. But yeah, if you do it wrong, you're gonna get sick. I got sick a few times when I was playing with it, then I stopped doing it. Now, in order to do the alchemy properly, I actually do fermentation. I breed my own microbes which break down elements which have been farmed by plants within their natural environments. So copper, if it's rich within the soil, then I think I just got another donation. I'm not quite sure. The plants take that copper, turn it organic, then I use microbes that I've farmed to break down that copper even more, which then makes the elixir more bioavailable to my body, because the little microbes make it easily recognizable to my body, more accessible, mainly because the microbes break apart the bonding of the microbiotic substrate. So when you got copper, it's basically a bunch of elements smashed together, especially when it's organic. And it's also mixed with things like MSM and silica and other calcium substrates, which help to put the elasticity back into the skin. And it also helps to put the flexibility back into your bones so that you don't get brittle or look like you're aging, okay? So the microbes break that down further so that when I ingest it, my body can take it on. Then what I do is urine therapy. The body recognizes it, assimilates it even more by taking its own digestive qualities, such as the enzymes that are found in the saliva, which then triggers more information within the body to do more things to further process the information that you've just put in. You then pee that out, and you've basically got a perfect elixir, which will extend your life and do some really cool stuff. Urine is not disgusting. That's a lie. Your body is a factory. And if you know what you're doing, you can take inorganic substances and make it bioavailable for your body to extend your lifespan. And, dare I say it, become seemingly immortal. You won't look like you're aging. Let's get back to the comments. That was a very lengthy description. I'm so upset that this isn't going to get recorded. I'm going to check in a sec to check the last live screen that I did. Live stream, yeah, that I did, to make sure that it did actually get recorded, because this is awesome. Okay. From 7, man, I'm not going to pronounce your last name, I don't want to ruin it. $5 donation says, during your astral travels, have you ever rested at a bonfire? And have you ever praised the sun with the astral realm. I haven't rested near a bonfire in the astral realms or praised the sun. I've seen the sun because I went to space, but I didn't actually go into the sun. I just saw it. It's white from a certain view. It's white. Those of you who may have conspiracy theories about the sun, it is white. What else we got? From the astrals, it's right, white. Stephen Wilson, $10 donation, awesome. Says, hey Ryan, I'm wondering if you've ever heard of a book, Spider, getting brave, of a book called The Raw Material. They get a similar slant on reality to yours from Ra. Could you check it out and maybe make a video relating to the book? Honestly, books take a long time to read, take up a lot of energy. What's it about? Because if it doesn't relate with what I'm doing right now, I only look at it as a distraction until I've got time. And I've got like a Ryan list of things to do. Thanks for the suggestion though. I will look into it briefly, and if it is somewhat relatable to what I'm doing right now, that would give me permission to go into it even further because it will help with whatever I'm doing. But if I do end up doing that, yeah, inevitably I will most likely make a review on it, especially if it's good info. Mario, $5. I feel like time is moving very quickly now. I used to know someone, he stalked me in the astral realm. I'd awake in sleep paralysis a lot. It scared me. Yeah, time is moving very quickly now. I believe that it's due to our perception. People who are waking up no longer see time in the right way, mainly because, here's the thing, when you wake up out of society, the constructs or the confines of society, waking up at specific times of the day, keeping track of bin days, having calendars, that all locks you into a perception of time. When you stop doing those things, I don't know when Monday is. It all just feels like one day. When you stop living with the idea that you need to go to sleep at a certain time, you need to eat in the morning, you need to eat at breakfast, dawn, all these other things, you don't have a perception of time. So the days just feel like one long day, and your body responds to that. You don't get tired so often, because why should your body get tired if it doesn't think that it needs to get tired? $2 from Thomas says, gee, there's more. I got more donations. $5. Yo, Ryan, how much do you know about the reptilians? They're angry. I've never met a nice reptilian, to be honest with you. They've always been somewhat cold. Cliche, I know. But really, they'll look at you. No heartbeat going on there. $2. Ryan, what does the future look like? Looks pretty good. I'll get to that in a sec. Yeah. I also know their methods of extending their lifespan, and it kind of goes into witchcraft, or some of the misinterpreted beliefs of witchcraft, of why the younger the baby, the longer the lifespan will be extended if you drink their blood, and why there are all these stories going around as to reptilians, why is it they're eating babies, apparently. I've never seen this being done, but it's what I've heard stories, and it would make sense as to why most things would use blood, especially the bone marrow, to extend to their lifespan. But that's all just, I want to say conjecture, but I don't know if I'm using that in the right way. That's just a theory. It's just other people's ideas. I don't know. But from what I know, they're not very nice, because they've only ever been miserable when I've seen them. They haven't attacked me. They haven't been evil. They've just been miserable. What else we got? Do you follow specific spiritual belief? No. No, I don't. Which surprised a lot of Muslims. When I used to work at the hospital, a lot of people there are Muslim, and they knew I fast. They know what I'm like as a person. I worked with them for a year, and they've taken everything into account. My life, my views, veganism. They thought that I should be under a religion. They thought that maybe that's the reason as to why I am the way that I am. And when I said no, they were surprised. And she said, what do you do then? She's very motherly, this one in the group. She was like the main manager. She says, oh, what do you do then? Why are you doing all these things? I say, I do them because it makes me feel better. If I have any emotional issues, I like to kick them up and fix them. It does affect how I see the world, and I love that, you know? It's pretty cool. Especially when you don't need anything. It makes you see people who are homeless in a new way, new light. It makes you evaluate how you take things for granted. It makes you more grateful for certain things. And I'm just naturally gravitating towards that aspect of reality checks, you know? Just, hey, this is what's going on. I love the body, I don't want to ruin it, so I eat a specific way. I love animals, don't want to kill them. I don't believe that it should be done. I don't believe you have to kill anything to survive. So, yeah. Then she's trying to get me into the Quran and stuff like that. But yeah. Whoa, my mouth is getting achy. What are we? 1 hour and 27 minutes. How does Kelly coffee go for so long? All right. Oh, wow, these donations are just flooding in. I do feel more obliged. Not obliged. Indebted. My English is just more like I have to read these ones because they're being paid for. So, Ryan, how much do you know? I just read that one. Specific spiritual belief. Spirit Life, $5, says, what is an easy way to lay down, stay still, and astral project? And what way can I cure a mental illness? Mental illness can be cured through meditation, depends on what meditation it is, but it's a way to stay still to astral project would be to let yourself move first for a little bit. I mean, think about it, when you go to sleep, before you actually fall asleep, do you move? Yes, should be the answer. You move a little bit, just to get comfortable, right? You don't actually stop moving for a while, and then the altered states of awareness kick in. Same thing with astral projection. What else we got? Teleman, £5. Oh, it's so refreshing to see pound signs, because I always say dollars. Pound is more native to my world. Ryan, in Astrals. How do you know when you see a deceased person that it is really them in spirit body or just a thought projection? The difference is try to get them to say something. If you can't put words in their mouth, there's something else. If they don't feel like they're you, oh no, if they're not, whoa, oh yeah, I can turn that into something. If they don't feel like they're you, then they're not a thought form. And if they don't feel familiar, you know, when you spend enough time around someone, they have a specific vibe. If they don't feel familiar, then that's not them. That's not them. £2. Dang it. Green Lantern. Green Lantern Corps, huh? What sector are you in? I'm kidding. Man, that'd be cool to be a Green Lantern, right? Ryan, what does the future look like? Gee, I read that out loud ages ago. How far back am I with these questions? Future's looking bright for those of us who listen to ourselves intuition-wise. For those of us who don't, future's looking dark. $20. Gee. £5. Jeez. How am I need to do this fairly now. Because I know for a fact that people are paying because they know their question is going to get answered sooner because I have to. But what about you guys in the chat asking for free? There's a question. Yeah. If you're not listening to your intuition, you're going to keep eating the way you're eating. You're going to keep getting sick. You're going to keep doing the new methods that they have nowadays and that they're going to have to stay well. Be that organ implants. They can actually take your genetics now to grow a new heart that won't be rejected by the body. I predicted all of this a long time ago. And my mum laughed. Now she's not, because throughout the years she's recognizing the fact that, yeah, you know what, Ryan? You're right. So people are going to be living like that, taking bits and pieces out of them, slight biotic perfections. Things you wouldn't really notice. It won't be like Cyborg out of Justice League. It would be more like things implanted in the eyes. And they already have that. I predicted that as well, and they have it. I predicted it in the cars, and they have it now on the screen. But hey, what's a prediction really? It's just common sense, especially when you can see the future. Do you want to know a new prediction? I'm going to write that down. Before I end, I'm going to give you guys a prediction of what's going to happen. And when it happens, you'll think of me. Some predictions of the future. Okay, let's keep going. Oops. $2 donation from Mayo P. Where would I find dead celebrities while astral projecting? Careful with that. Because I found a dead rock star once. Not a nice guy. But if you want to find them, you can use mirrors, like I said earlier. I have a mirror specifically located in my house, cottage, for going to places. So you have the intention to go somewhere, right? You think about that person and you say, I want to know where they are. You accept the fact you don't know where they are. All you know is what you know, what they look like. If you've been around them, you know their vibe. That's fine. You look at the mirror and you want to speak to the mirror if you want to. And you tell it, where is this person? Show me. It won't show you, but it will start vibrating. Once it starts vibrating and going weird, it's like the glass itself dematerializes and becomes like a mist. Walk through it. And to your surprise, you'll be there. A $5 donation from Steve Wilson. I recognize that name. Check out... it's a plug. Lawof1.info. Ra is an ET made of light and discusses the law of one, which is that all is one. Yeah, look, thanks for that. For those of you subscribers who want to know more about Law of One and you haven't yet experienced what I've experienced, check out the website. But for me, I don't need to look at anything he's saying. Once you become one with everything, like I've done, you get everything, the gist of everything, that whole Law of One and more so. So I don't need to look into that. I can say that for sure with a certainty. I've had many astral projections where I've merged with the source, and that's why I've got a lot of abilities here. But yeah, for those of you who want to know more about it, just because you're curious before you end up experiencing it, check it out. I'll say that again. It's lawof1.info. Okay, so Nadoka, £5. Just a donation. Thanks. Appreciate it. Always appreciate it. The more money I make, the more I'm going to be around. I'm going to put it that way. Because think about it like this. If I had no money, I can't make videos. Because I wouldn't have a house. I wouldn't have a computer. I wouldn't have Wi-Fi. Come on, it's obvious. I hope that my frequent posts and the quality of videos are actually showing, the result of what I do. I hope my services is being paid in full by the quality of what it is that I'm producing. Otherwise, there's something wrong, and I won't let that happen. Also, have you met any Andromedans? Any stories? I haven't that I know of. I don't even know what they look like, to be honest. We don't really, when I meet beings in the astral realm, we don't say, hey, I'm this guy and that. We don't say stuff like that. Because you're not supposed to tell people where you're from in the astrals. It draws too much attention. Especially if you're new like I was. Hey, I'm Ryan from Earth, this time and location and space on this specific day, live in this house. Very stupid idea. But yeah, just don't do that because things follow you. $20 from Lars. Is our universe a computer sim? No, it's not. Not a computer simulation. When you think computer simulation, you think of it in terms that you can understand. Be that algorithms in a computer. It's not. It's bigger. Simulation, yes. Not a computer simulation. It's more like if a computer was organic consciousness and it made a simulation, very much like your mind would make a simulation inside of a dream, but bigger. Yeah. £5, £5 and £1.90. Thank you very much, all of you that have donated so far. I'm now down at it stopped. I'm going to go and look and see. Someone just donated 20. Someone just donated a 20. Oh no, that was the one I just mentioned. Cool. Okay, let's look at some of the ones here. You're amazing to learn from. Thanks. Someone put £7 in the chat. It's not how it works. I'm not sure how it works, but it's not how it works. Please read, Ryan. Are there stages for astral projection? I feel like I wanted to get up out of my body. How can I get another donation? $30. Thank you. I'll check it out in a sec. The question for that. How can I get up to fully project? Please read. Deja vu. There are stages to it. It's a very long process. Unfortunately, I don't disclose information on the full astral projection courses because it's a course on my website and I don't want it to be roaming around the internet for free. But there are stages to it. If you dissect many of the techniques people give out there, you'll realize the stages, and they will actually have one thing in common, or many things in common within each stage. If you notice these stages, you can actually create your own methods of astral projection. I felt like I wanted to get up out of my body. How can I get up and fully? If you want to get up to fully project, you just stand up. If you've done the other things properly, you should get up fine. Okie dokie, let's look at another question. Have to go. Peace and love to everyone here. Thanks, Thomas. Olivia Williams, $30. Thanks. Do you know what? I need to end my I have a, what do you call it, partnership with BBTV. They give me music for my YouTube videos and stuff, and they help me out every now and then, but their help is next to poor compared to what I already know. And they take a percentage of my income for what they're giving me in return. What are we at? July, August, I got a month to end that agreement with them. £2. What else we got? Someone donated quite a bit to a question, but it's not in the super chat. Oh, you didn't have a question. Okay, cool. What else we got? Oh man, I need to go to the loo. It's 1:39 minutes in. I want to go for 2 hours. Have I done telekinesis? If yes, would you make a video on it? I have done, and I have made a video on it. I put out the video not by accident. I wasn't planning to put out the video. I just basically had a chat with Derek Dunlap. He does Unconscious Now What. We started that together, and now he's doing it by himself. $50! Oh, this is so cool. But so I was talking to him on Skype, and every Skype call gets recorded for clients. And I just tell him, hey, I did it. I moved something with my mind. And I showed him the recording that I use for my own self-inquiry. Okay, I record things all the time, epiphanies, just for me to know, to remind myself. I showed him the documented footage, and I got his reaction live. And I decided to upload that online. You know, and I said, hey, I said to people, this isn't fake. I'm not planning to make this to pull something over your eyes or whatnot, an illusion. This is just something that I wanted to give out because, you know, I have to. It's awesome. And I did. But it's over there. You can check it out. Yay, we got another big question. Oh, reggae just popped in my head. More reggae. Hey Ryan, a few years ago, I came across a PDF file online titled The Book of Knowledge. It goes thoroughly in depth about psychic abilities such as astral projection, telekinesis, teleportation, and even manifesting physical objects. You have my attention. Cool. I would give that a flick through to see how grounded in reality that is. Not in like logical, that sounds more real. No, I mean more like based on what I'm experiencing, what I know of when it comes to manifesting stuff. Where do the dots connect, And if they're connecting, what's the author? I'll look into him then. How can I connect to him some more? Wow, I'm looking at these analytics and they're freaking awesome. 558 people watching right now, and it's been steady. It hasn't dipped. It has not dipped, and the messages are just going insane. Wow. I feel like it's my birthday. You met Jesus? ? Exclamation. Yes, I met Jesus. But I don't want to talk about it in this video. You are the man, Ryan. I'm something inside a body of water. More precise, urine. That's what your water is inside your body, by the way. Your organs are floating around in piss. I use that word deliberately to make you uncomfortable because it's not bad. It's not a bad substance. There's nothing wrong with it. You live in it, You live in it. That should tell you something about it. Your body wouldn't set your organs, marinate them within a toxic substance. Now, you may be saying that's what kidneys are for. You're right, that's what kidneys are for. But you pee out what's been processed within your blood, right? So if you've peed out something that's supposed to be toxic, that's the end result of your blood being clean. So you can't really say that what you're peeing is toxic if that's the end result of your body, the blood being filtered, right? What else we got? Hi Ryan. Oh, I completely said that inside out. It says Ryan hi, says Palmer Sparks. Can you astral project as you go to sleep and come back in the morning and feel rested, ready to go to work? No. You will come back not in the morning, a couple of hours later, if you're lucky. If not, an hour later. You will have more energy than you know what to do with, and you're not going to sleep. You're going to stay up all night, and then you're going to go to work. You're going to get a bit drowsy around about 3 o'clock. Then you're going to push through it, go home, and just... You're out. You're out for the day. You've tapped out. How do you open and close your third eye? I made a video on that, Aham. You can check it out on the YouTube channel. It's fairly recent, so you won't have to scroll through many videos. And I also have two, actually. I have another one, including that one that I just mentioned, that I did whilst I was at my brother's flat. Yeah. Question. Have you ever met another projector in the astral realm, astrals, then checked to see if they were real after you came back? I've had that a few times. I have had that happen a few times in the astral realm. I have not checked to see if they're real when I came back, because when I meet them in the astral realm, they're often from parallel universes, or they're from a different point of space and time. So I haven't. If I were to do that though, I'd just fly out into space, see other chords, real-time chords, people who are projecting while I'm projecting, and I'll just go find them. Never tried that though. Ryan, what is environment like in the higher realms? Well, I've made videos on that too. I made a lot of videos like this. I can't really give you a definitive answer because there are so many astral planes that all look so different. You have ones that are like Alex Gray art, the DMT, beautiful sacred geometrical patterns. And you have ones that are 4K, ones where rain is going up instead of down, ones where it has a tint to it, a purple tint. Everything is sharp, crisp. Man, I remember one time I came back from the Astrals thinking to myself, this place sucks. You know, it's like desaturated. This is like, I wouldn't even call this 240p. I would call this, I don't know, because everywhere I look, my eyes go blurry until I focus. So, yeah. We have more donations that have rolled in. We have a $10 one and a $5 one. Let's check those out right now. To follow up, the author wished to remain anonymous. Nice. But said but said not to believe someone was the author if they couldn't perform the abilities in the book. That makes sense. I mean, I wouldn't publish a book on astral projection if I didn't know I could do it. But then it goes into saying, what do you mean by perform? Do you mean prove it in front of someone, or is proving it to that author themselves? Is that enough? Like, is me knowing that I can do it enough for me to write a book? Basically, is what I'm saying. And if that is where he's going with that, then that would suck, because there wouldn't be many books out there. Because there are some things you need to experience to believe in them. It's just how it is. I can't pull an aspect of a dimensional realm into this reality so you can see it on camera. There's probably technology like that, but gee, I'd have to be like a crazy god, and I'd probably kill a lot of people bringing that much of energy in here. $5 from Tanya Torres says, "You're awesome. Thank you for waking me up. I feel like I can die now in peace." I have moments like that. That would be the 5th time. Will we have feelings when we die? Yeah, you will, to a point, to a degree, until you go right back to source consciousness, if you choose to. It's always a choice. Then you have the death of the emotional body, which terrifies people. Is this love, is this love, is this love, is this love that I'm feeling? There's some questions about homosexuality and being gay. It says, my brother is gay, bi, doesn't want to tell my parents homosexuality. Okay. Is it okay? I know what it is. Like, spiritually, I really know what's going on there. But is it okay? I think anything's okay if you want to experience it. What I don't think is okay is, well, then again, I can't really say that without telling you the full explanation of what it means to be gay. But I don't want to say that without offending anyone, so out of respect for everyone else's feelings, I'm never going to release what it means. Never. Not unless someone actually asks me in a physical interaction, you know, like a visiting consultation, and they want to know. Explain the Bible. I can't explain the Bible. There's a lot of verses, not enough time. But I can tell you that, like any other religion, there's some truth in the Bible. Not to take literally, but like I said earlier, go on the teachings that make you better, that get you closer to understanding a lot about life. Don't go on literal things that are said, because they're just beliefs that make you wonder. It's like bait. They're baiting the herd to know, to want to do the teachings, to come to those realizations by themselves. But if they haven't come to those realizations by themselves, and they've believed in those teachings, or they've believed in the belief systems, then there's a problem. That should be like an expiry date. Hey, I'm going to come into your religion. You've got me hooked on what you're saying, your belief systems, and what could be. How do I get there? You've got 30 days. If I don't get there in 30 days, I'm out. I'm trying something else. Okay, that's how I would approach it. It's 3:33, man. I started watching you at that time. Oh, we were 10 minutes out. I'm going to do 2 hours then. Call it. Because I've gotten good at holding my bladder, but I'm not that good. It's been like an hour so far. Marco, $5 donation, says, Ryan, how do I stop wet dreams? Please help. They don't happen to me a couple times a month for over a year now. If you want to stop wet dreams, then stop fantasizing within your spare time about having sex. Subconsciously, no matter what you think, if you don't know how to process your thoughts, they're going to linger and they will show up in your dream time because you have the intention to have sex within your waking life, and your subconscious mind knows that in order to have you undergo that experience, it will help you by giving you something, even if it's not real, because it will know, it understands the fact that we think our dreams are real. It will use that to its advantage. If you watch porn, don't watch it, not unless you know how to really, again, process your thoughts when you're watching porn. Everyone watches porn for their own reasons, but if you're watching it because you're lusting or desiring something that hasn't or isn't happening right now, don't watch it, especially if you're having these issues. Not saying that it's bad, like I said. It is and it isn't. It is if you're using it for the wrong reasons. It isn't bad if you're using it for studying purposes. Yeah, I said that live. Please read, Ryan. I have synesthesia. Oh crap, it disappeared. There it is. Is this a sign of my third eye opening? I think it is. I think it is. Ryan, what music do you listen to? I can't really show you without copyright infringement. I listen to anything that I can relate to, like I said before, and I was listening to 70s music earlier on. There we go. I think every day is one day. 2 days ago, I was listening to 70s music. I was listening to, let me get on my SoundCloud list. I think you guys can see what I listen to on SoundCloud if you have me on Facebook, because I have linked my Facebook to my SoundCloud, because it has my podcast on there. His Story. David Bowie. Is it David Bowie? Oh, it just says Bowie. There's a song that he sang, Ziggy Stardust. I listened to like the beginning of that. That's it. I don't listen to the rest. Just the beginning. It's awesome. It's alright. It doesn't say the name. I don't know. Most of the things I listen to, I don't tend to gravitate towards artists themselves. I tend to gravitate towards what they're producing. Let's look at my likes. I got Bob Marley, Is This Love, because it's a remix and feels good to listen to. We got one called Reaching Out by Safarions. I don't know how to pronounce that word. And most of these, I can't even pronounce them. Is Rufus? What So Not? That's good. Check that out on SoundCloud. It's Just a Little Dream. Ruti Selly. Lovers by Alumo. Stars by Alumo. Oh, Tycho, they're really good. Tycho Plains, Tycho Montana, Tycho Die, Tycho L. They're really good. They don't have any lyrics to them, but if you're traveling, they sound really great. The Moment Seizes Us, Grits. Life and Limb. Udachi. Udachi. Yeah. That's a great song too. Right, let's get off the music and go back to the broadcast. $50 has just been donated. Man. Hey Ryan. Hi. A few years ago, I came across a PDF file online titled The Book. It's the same one. Tycho. Yeah. Question. How can I comfort someone that is depressed and feels numb? First off, they want to feel numb, so it's going to be very difficult. You need to convince them that they don't want to feel numb anymore. Then they'll let you in. You do that by advertently avoiding eye contact. Maybe if you're in a 3-man group, talk about something which makes them want to start feeling again. Maybe you can talk about a movie where someone was romantically involved in something and stuff got good, happy ending. You know, you want to, it's called indirect conversational hypnosis. It's just little moments of suggestion which make them think differently. And if you do stuff like that and you really understand these ways of communicating to someone's subconscious mind, then you can comfort them because they'll ask for it. They'll start spending time around you more often. Even if they walk into the same room as you and they're not saying anything, you move to the kitchen, then they go in there to make a cup of tea. It's because a part of them wants to talk to you. Then you know you've done the right thing. You've corrected their willingness to be alone, or their choice to be alone. How many stories do you want to tell but you can't? Lost count. A healer is said, I have a connection to Atlantis and a healing feminine heart. I think she saw my Akashic contact because she said she was proud of the path I'm on. Could you tell us about Atlantis? Atlantis is a very big story. I've only told a few people, one of which I've lost contact with. You know, she's on her own path. The other one I'm still in contact with. And it's a good story. I might talk about it in depth some other time. Right now we're short for time. I don't want to go for it for a very, very long time. We got our first dislikes, ladies and gentlemen. Please, if you're going to dislike my videos, tell me why. There's nothing worse than seeing a dislike and not knowing why. Especially if you're all into progression, you know. Live stream on Atlantis, maybe? Okie dokie. What we got? Who was that? Someone showed up on my... They must have used my name in their tags. Someone just showed up on my recommendations when it comes to these videos. Ryan, can you explain the clicking in the center of my head following the ego death meditation? Yeah, it's just, if it's like a specific clicking, it could just be DMT secreting, which allows you to have the ego death. Question, does amethyst crystal help with astral projection? Thank you, and have a nice night. Yes, it does. I mentioned it earlier, it puts you in a different state of consciousness, a different state of thinking, which greatly differs from how you're used to thinking, that logical way of thinking. So that then helps you astral project because you need to think like that in order to achieve such abilities. What else have we got? Please answer, Ryan. Please read question. Can certain things such as psychic powers be passed down through the family? Yes, they do. They get passed down by the mother. Okay, now I'm starting to repeat some questions. So that's when I know I need to call it a night. Who were you in your past lives? No one important, unfortunately. Well, I was important to the people who cared. No, say it again. I was important to the people who mattered. Ryan, do you believe in God? No, not in the God that everyone else thinks exists in Christianity and even in some other religions. What do I know about dragons? Some cool stuff about dragons. They're dimensional animals. They're spirit animals, ones that you can see in the astrals, and they look so different. They take on many forms. I like the cloud dragons. They literally burst in and out of wormholes in the sky. But yeah, they exist. They exist in fairy realms, and every now and then they come from the fairy realm into a realm closer to ours. But humans can't see them whilst they're here, and they just pop in and out. Not just dragons, but jellyfish things as well. It's pretty cool. What do I think of demons? Marina, I talked about what I thought about demons earlier on. You could always rewind back to the live stream. It's pretty early on, so just going within the first like 20 minutes and you'll catch that. $5 donation. You can find the PDF on the website Scribed. I found a download link, but the chat won't let me post it. Okay, so Scribed. It's a website, SCRIBD. That's a website. I'm guessing that .com, right? God, my back is getting. I need to start doing some yoga. I do yoga every time I feel a bit stiff physically. Ryan, yeah. What do you think of magic mushrooms? Have you tried them? Yeah, I have tried them. Are you new to the channel? It was a while ago since I made that video, so you most likely haven't seen it yet. Go over to Ryan Cropper. Check out the video. It's called My Mushroom Trip Gone Wrong. If you watch Hodge Twins, you're gonna have a brain schism. And it's me, like this, and my face is red. You can find it. It's the whole story. I tried to record the actual experience, but once I realized what mushrooms did to me, I became the parent of the group and took away everyone's phones. It didn't work. Someone found it. We made a lot of phone calls, and we forgot much of what we were talking about on those phone calls. It's like instant amnesia. Ryan, what is the difference between meditation and astral projection? Not much. Meditation is just any practice you do which shifts your mindset to experience something new. Are you in school? No, I'm not in school. I'm 24. I left school. When I was 16, I left school. I went into college, left college at 18. Started working at 18. And became self-employed at 20. The body is now 24 years old. Wait, did I become self-employed 20 or 21? Self-employed with the intent to be self-employed, 20. The way they do everything is strange around here. What's the difference between duality and non-duality versus unity? It's one of those ones. Duality is just separation. Non-duality is unity, which would be the third thing you talked about, unity. Merkaba. I was taught the Merkaba by a being from a parallel dimension who, within her community, within her world, within her dimension, everyone had gotten to the point vibrationally, physically, where their physical body was able to pass through objects because their physical body could perform all of the attributes of their astral body, telekinesis, flying, everything. She taught me exactly how to do the Merkaba. It's a long story, one of which I will not talk about here because it's too long. But yeah, do you date, says Brianna. I just had an image of a date and a white background. Module dates, so juicy. Too much sugar. Do I date? I do if I want to. If I don't want to, I won't. I don't make it a thing where I do it all the time. I have friends like that, but they're doing it for their reasons. I can stay single for a very long time, and I can experience a relationship if I want. But then again, it's different kinds of relationships. I'm not really into 3D conditioned relationships as they are at the moment, as they're supposed to be. The rules that surround a 3D relationship. I'm not into that. And I should probably stop calling it a 3D relationship, because you have a pure 3D relationship, which is great. It's something that not many people know of. And then you have the perverted version, which is all twisted with constraints, beliefs, and it's been twisted out of insecurities and everything else under the sun, the black sun. So yeah. Ryan, if our sole purpose is to experience lack of wealth, can we possibly attract and experience abundance? Yeah, in due time. Boom, boom. Am I afraid of World War III? World War III happened ages ago. You weren't aware of it. World War IV might get halted. Man, there's a lot of questions here. I wonder if I can record the chat. I need a plugin for that, eh? How do I meet entities like the one who taught you Merkaba? Well, here's the thing. I bumped into the one who taught me Merkaba because I was dealing with parallel reality meditations where I was peering in and out of different dimensions. As of a result of me just finding what worked, and then a being obviously hopped onto my bandwidth and thought, hey, Ryan, that's cool. Here's how you can do it better. I'm all ears. She showed me. I saw the toroidal field and everything. She passed on a frequency to me, which came from the heart but wasn't love. She said, Ryan, everyone thinks this is love. It's not. It's something else. The heart generates different frequencies other than the ones you're used to, other than the ones that you're aware of. She passed it on to me. That's how I became aware of it. Otherwise, there's no way I could have comprehended how it would feel to activate Merkaba. If you've seen Dragon Ball Super, Goku passes on the Super Saiyan God form to Vegeta. Yeah, this is getting anime nerdy, but yeah. And he does it by bumping fists, and the blue aura passes on to his aura. And then all of a sudden, he's spontaneously able to activate Super Saiyan God. Or Super Saiyan Blue. Many things in the Astrals are like that. Okay, it's been 2 hours. My throat is chapped. Spoiler. Ah, crap. Sorry if you ain't watched it before. I'm gonna end it, guys. It's been fun. But first, I'm gonna take a look at whether or not the last live stream actually got recorded, because then I would just sleep a little better knowing that this didn't go to waste. Silence on the mic. Oh man, it's not there. Okay, what else we got? Come on, it's got to be somewhere. It's got to be somewhere. No, it's not, because I did live streaming with Derek Dunlap and it was there afterwards, and it's not there now. There. Speak of the being, and he shall arrive. Derek just messaged me on the brain fart. I'm out of it now. You can tell. Can't even speak my own language. Oh, this language, English. Dude, you're rocking it. Love you, man. Says Derek Dunlap. Awesome. You gave me a link to a Google Hangouts chat. Do you want me to go on I'm Conscious Now What again? Oops. Alright, I'm gonna call it a night, guys. If you'd like to see other videos that I've mentioned within this live stream, you can just head on over to Ryan Cropper, somewhere down there. And if you want more information on how to astral project, such as courses, in-depth courses, you can go over to ryancropper.com, and I have courses on astral projection, manifestation, abundance, obviously, and memory mastery. I also have information there regarding my sessions for students. And I also have a free PDF, which is basically instructions telling you guys exactly how to achieve an ego death experience without having to take DMT, dimethyltryptamine. That's for free. That's just there on the site. You can click on that and reveal what it has to teach you. Huh, oh, I just saw someone else in my kitchen. Jeez. That's just... Okie dokie. So, one last check at the comments before I say goodbye. Night, dude. Prediction. Thank you for reminding me. It's not wasted. We saw it. I did think about that. You did see it. That's why I paused and went... Okay, prediction. You guys want a prediction of the future, right? Fairies are... What are fairies? Is AO. Hey, you call yourself AO because of that Netflix series, huh? Fairies are bundles of consciousness which don't have a form until they pass into a dimension. So if you see them in a dimension that looks like ours, they'll look very specific. They'll look like how they're depicted in most fairy tales. But if you see them in their own dimension, they don't look like that. Whatever dimension their consciousness is in, that's how they'll look. They're pretty mischievous. But prediction, okay, prediction. Something that's actually cool. Oh, that's a cool one. There's a country, not Western country, they build a big ship, like a crater, massive, and it's built specifically to harbor specific animals. It's some sort of plan for global warming. Some of the animals that nowadays aren't really that extinct, but they will be. They're getting close, but it gets really bad. They put them all on and they're shipping them off to an island, mainly because that area of the world isn't crap. It's a project that's being done, funded by many nations, because everyone's finally fessed up to the fact that they're screwing things up. This is before things get better, because they do get better. They don't just go crappy, you know, but they do get better. And they were thinking about calling it Ark, Noah's Ark. They do use a similar term to Ark, but they don't want to get it straight on the nose, you know. And what else do they do in the future? Let's think about another one. Alien disclosure happens. Let's look at technology. I like tech. The walls. In the future, this is like pretty far off though. The stuff that your house is made out of, the material itself, will create an electrical charge. Once you touch it, it will send a response. I think they call it a galvanic response. I think that's what they called it. Through the structure of your house into its main operating system. This computer will then tell you everything about you that's wrong and that you need to change, and that will be displayed on your fridge. Okay? There's that way of doing it with the wall. That's more of the advanced version. This computer program also has the ability to filter through the air, and through vents, what it will do is it will measure how much oxygen is in your house and what you're lacking, and it will systematically pump new air throughout your building. Before you get to the wall material, which that takes some time to be created, it takes a lot of thinking for them to come up with that, you will get items that do this for you. It will show up in your cars, on your steering wheel. You touch it, it measures your sweat response. They'll go with sweat and electricity first because it's easiest. Then they'll do it with your phone, mainly going with the heat, okay? New trousers will be created by small branches so that it doesn't interfere with the information that's being recorded from your body's electrical impulse. So yes, scientists do, in fact, stand behind the idea of us creating our own magnetic field, and they integrate that with technology. You will also have things such as smart mice, which do the exact same thing, and they measure everything, your heartbeat and everything. This is mainly because of the decline in everyone else's health, so they feel the need to obsessively, compulsively check their vitals. Okay? Last time Astral projected Oliver was earlier on today. Okay, so what else do we have in terms of prediction? There's going to be a new species that's discovered that speaks very much like us. Not exactly, but it sounds like it. Kind of like the advent of discovering a parrot, but this thing's hairier. Dun dun dun. Prediction for 2018. Not much is happening in 2018. Just boring stuff. More crappy food comes out. Christmas is good in 18 though. I just got like a forward deja vu, time travel of me experiencing Christmas on a balcony in another country with some friends. On a beanbag. Predict world domination doesn't happen. They try, but it doesn't get. They don't get close. Anything in quantum physics? Oh yeah, okay. Let's look for something about quantum physics which has yet to be discovered. Let me just think about it. Yet to be discovered. A lot's been discovered, you know. There's going to be a moment when people finally realize that they can turn water, they use water first because it's easiest, into a completely different element. That's pretty cool. They control the environment with other substrates, but initially the water does turn into something else. That's something that's going to happen in the scientific community, and that will happen before 2020. I think. It feels like it should happen before 2020. Okay, that is all the predictions I'm making. Will I ever make babies, Ryan? Daniel, if you want to make babies, just come. Yeah. Ryan, do I ever become like you? Nah. You'll become better. Because you'll be you. You never want to become like someone else. You want to be the best version of you. Sounds cliche. Everyone's used that to death, the best version. You want to be you. And you want to get good at it. You know? Okay. I'm Ryan Jizzy. Ryan James Cropper, this is gonna be it. I'll speak to you pretty soon. Peace. Did I make any other plans? Nah.